Hello and welcome to The Truth About Storytelling, the show that pulls back the curtain on how words become worlds. I'm Tyrean Martinson, fantasy and sci-fi author, lifelong poet, and former teacher. Here, we trade shiny book blurbs for honest craft talk, the sparks, the stumbles, and the sacred ordinary moments every writer faces. If you're here to grow your voice on the page or in a poem, you're in the right place. Let's write brave stories together. Now, friends, today I'm having a hard time containing my excitement, which means I may get a little breathy on the way I speak. I may stumble over a few words because I am so excited because today the launch button is officially green. To Speak is live on Kickstarter. And within moments, I watched the very first pledge roll in. And I literally jumped up from my desk and I did a small victory dance because I am so excited. I'm so excited. I'm going to lose my voice because I've been putting so much work into this book of poetry, and it's exciting to bring it to the world. And while some poetry is simply fun for me to write, and I like to write narrative poetry as well as fun, kind of in the moment poetry, there are some poems that are scarier for me to write. And so when I was thinking about the title for my book, I thought of a lot of different poems I could use for the title poem or to use as the title of the book. And I kept coming back to this idea of courage. And there was a poem in the book called To Speak. And then I realized I kind of referenced it over and over again in these other poems that are in the book. There are like 95 poems in the book, and at least 3 of them have the actual phrase to speak in them. And then a number of them are about choosing to be brave or courageous in times of fear. And so I decided that was the best title for my book. It's a call to step up, to speak out, and to weave faith with creativity, no matter how big our butterflies get. We want to keep sharing our work, even if some of our drafts are imperfect. Some of our posts aren't exactly how we want them to read. It's important to keep creating. And so I highly recommend that you keep stepping out in your creativity and being bold in it, or maybe being just soft and gentle with it, but continuing to offer it out into the world. Now, this journey for me with this poetry book and with my previous poetry book would have never happened if it hadn't been for Miss Evans. So I have to give a huge shout out to Miss Evans, my 10th grade English teacher, because without her, I may never have started writing poetry. She encouraged me to just try it, and I did, and I loved it. So thank you, Miss Evans. I also want to give a shout out to the Insecure Writers Support Group, who I've been a member of for at least 13 years, and I have appreciated all of the blog hops and all of the encouragement and the friends I have found within the Insecure Writers Support Group online. I am incredibly thankful for my in-person writing group who's given me feedback, and for my accountability group that I met just last year at Author Nation. These 4 other women who have poured in such great encouragement. I mean, every time we meet, we pray for each other, we encourage each other, we get excited about each other's work as writers, and I love that group. So thank you. We call ourselves the AN group, and it's the Author Nation Accountability Group is who we are. And I really appreciate those ladies and writers who they're really on top of what they want to do. They have big goals and big dreams, and they're putting foundations under them. And I'm also thankful for Creative Colloquy. I had heard about Creative Colloquy for years before I was ever brave enough to go to one of their open mic nights. And when I went, I made myself sign up right away, even though I was terrified of reading my work out loud in this open mic situation where there were some people who were doing some performance poetry and they were just rocking the place and they were so good. And I was just kind of fumbling through one of my poems when I read it out loud. And I know I turned bright red and I was sweating like crazy because I was so nervous, but I did it anyway. And Creative Colloquy is an incredibly encouraging literary arts organization in the South Sound area. They put on classes, they host open mic nights. They're led by some really great people. And so I highly recommend, if you lived in the South Sound area of Washington State, you consider checking out Creative Colloquy. They're a great group of people. And finally, I want to thank anyone who has helped me specifically with the poems in this book, whether they were editors who accepted them but asked for changes, editors of magazines who rejected them but gave me good feedback, and everyone who's interacted with me about the poems in the book and helped me create stronger writing. Thank you for all of your help. And thank you to those who voted on my cover art. You helped me immensely. And I really want to give a shout out to the first person who backed my campaign this morning. I don't know who you are yet, and I haven't figured out the system enough to know when and how I figure that out. But thank you so much for being my first backer today and filling me with such great joy. It was just great to see that the campaign start to get backed right away. So thank you. And if you're ready, you can head on over to my Kickstarter page, check out the reward tiers, give me some feedback if you want to. I would love to hear that. And please pick something as a reward. And I'd love to have your support. I'd love to have your encouragement. And let me know how I can encourage you. Thank you. Have a great day.